Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. Today, we're going to be trading one of the 5 new open strategies that's coming out in the new book. So I just went over things, and I think I got it set up for us all. So we'll be starting at the open. Anyway, please read this disclaimer. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Please seek the advice of somebody you trust, somebody that's licensed, before you try to emulate any of these strategies shown on these demonstration videos. So please read that. I'll be trading 500 shares today. And basically, I do have some friends with me. And let me go over what's going on here, because this is quite a bit different than you're used to. And then if you're brand new here, this will be a lot different. But anyway, so in order to start this strategy, what you want to do is you want to find the ATR from the previous day. You want to find the close of the previous day, which is right here, because we haven't started the next day yet. So that previous close was 178.63, right up here next to my picture. Watch it change when I come down. 178.63. Then the ATR over here was $9.28. Watch it again, $9.28. So you take that $9.28 and you divide it by 2, and then you subtract half if you get to the ATR low from the close, and add half to get the ATR high. Now the difference between this and the other ATRs that you've seen, this is set for just 2 days back. Average true range is only 2 days. So this is going to be a lot more concise for trading the open. The other thing that we do is we mark the close of day from the previous day here, which is, let's take a look at this 5-minute. So if you go over here, you can see that the close of day is marked right there. So that's that blue line, right? And then you take the pre-market. Now the pre-markets are marked. This is a specific strategy that's being back-tested, just so you know. These aren't random. It might seem random to you. That is proving to have really good results, and we're going to trade it. So let's see. So the pre-market high is based between only 7:30 a.m. and 9:15. That's the parameter. So you're not going back all over here. They're trying to really break it down to very concise moves, because the open strategy is within the first 5 minutes to 15 minutes, and you're done as far as this strategy goes. So this pre-market high, this is on a 5-minute, but on a 1-minute, I think it's right around here. That's 7:05, so it's right here. Yeah, right at 7:55 was the pre-market high, because then it dipped. And then the pre-market low, I just marked a few minutes ago, is in this area here, which is like at 9:05. So that was just like 14 minutes ago or something that I just marked that before I turned you guys on. So now those are 2 marks. And then this yellow line in the center is the exactly center between those 2 lines. So now we have all these different types of things to go by. And the strategy is that it needs to break either the pre-market high or the pre-market low. And then these other lines are going to help us come into play. Like, they have been marked where to take profit. So these are profit lines, which you've never seen before. And what are those based on? Those are based a lot on how we do those 4-hour pivots and things like that, only directly just the last couple of days. So if we zoomed back in on this, you can see that they were marked on pivot points, and then we call them profit pivots. But this is just for the sake of you guys seeing easier. I'm calling them profit pivots. They stay within the ATRs, right? And then after you break through that, you need to choose, like, should I take my money here? Should I take my money here? What's it look like? What's it look like? What's it look like? We'll be trading on a 1-minute candle. I also did a 2-day Fibonacci. As you can see, it was like right here. Yeah, that's the high and lows the day before. So we're going to look at these lines. Now, as it turns out, these types of levels are extremely well respected to trade with scalping. So now you're using scalping techniques, but you're trying to you get some backbone here with some. First of all, you get a plan. Obviously you want to make a trading plan share size. After you mark the profit pivots, that's when I would set the share size. All right. So you need to look at how wide those channels are. I made all the prices over here. So, we'll be looking at something like that. So you're going to want to know, like, that's roughly little less than 30 cents. So, you can kind of figure out like, hey, can I ride this difference going down? Now, how I have been setting it, and I've been trading this a couple of times already, is like if I was going into the, what are we on, the 5 minute? Let's not do the 5 minutes. So we have a few minutes before open here. So if this was gonna break down here, right? If I wanted to, it's already like it looks like we're going to be going short here when the market opens, because if it's already broken the pre-market low when the stock market opens, if you're already below here, you should wait for the second 1 minute candle and then get in the direction that it's going. Wait to make sure it doesn't do one of these at the open, like, and then if it's still maintaining its spot below the pre-market low, go short. Then you have a choice. I don't know where it might be down here at that point. I don't know. Then you have these areas where you want to consider taking profit, right? Now, when I jump in, and if this does continue to go down, and I jump in here and we all go down short, we're going to want to decide like where, if it goes the wrong way, where are we going to get out? And that is specifically based on if it's going the wrong way on your day trading plan max loss. So you don't have to set, when do I get out? You have to, you can obviously look and say, I think it's going to go the other way. It just broke through here. I'm just going to get out. I'm not going to wait for my max loss. I'm just going to get out. And then I'll get back in again if it goes down. So you can do it that way, or you can just wait for your max loss. And you want to make your max loss something that's tenable, something that's not ridiculous, so that you're okay. Maybe you want to make it $25 or something like that, or $10. I don't know what share size you're trading. So this strategy, this open strategy, isn't designed to make like $5,000 in 15 minutes. It's designed to make you 100, 200, 300. So I have 500 shares here, but you might want to trade 50 or 100 shares. So let's see what happens with 500 shares, and just see what the potential is. I know I can get filled, so I'm not worried about that. So we're just going to be waiting for the market open, and we still have like almost 6 minutes to go. So I do have the scalping indicator down here. This is considered the perfect 1 minute layout. I have a 1 hour, a 4 hour reduced down here. I have the SPY down here, the QQQ, so I can open up another 5 minute chart down here. This is where I originally set the fib right here, and then some of the pivot lines. These are all profit taking. That's why I wrote it there. Now you can just do them color code. And this is just for the first beta testing of it, so you guys can clearly see what I've done. So you might think it's a mess, but when you're trading on a 1 minute chart, you're going to be really happy you have these levels here to look at, because you're going to be looking at something like that, and those are not in your way. Now this is also the volume profile. So, remember, that's the intraday if you've watched any of my stuff for the volume profile. So you want to really set that up. I am going to make another video about that, but there's a couple of different videos that show how to set up the volume profile for intraday. Just type in volume profile. A whole bunch of videos that about the scalping indicator and how to get it. Everything on the channel is free. There's all these layouts. Just type in, perfect 1 minute layout, or, just layout. Pretty much you'll get a whole bunch of different free layouts. So we don't charge for anything. We don't charge for courses. Nothing's going to be charged ever. So for getting this type of information that we're giving you. So anyway, so this is now. So right now, so we're beta testing. We're helping them beta test, right, to see which one of these strategies are going to make it in the book. They have a whole bunch. They've been interviewing $1 million traders, and besides themselves, the $1 Million Margin Club, and everybody's beta testing things, large group of people. It's not like trading the open's a new thing or anything, but it's interesting, like all the time, like there's probably traders watching this right now that are brand new. They've never traded before, and they're probably overwhelmed and all that. And if you've got a good mentor or a good friend, they're going to tell you that you may be the best trader in the world. You don't know yet, right? You are going to bring something different to what you see than any of us have ever seen before, because you're an individual and you have different ways of looking at things and with your life experience. And you might say, oh, I see something here nobody else saw, or I see a way to do that by combining this, and that I saw. So you're going to bring something in. I remember when I first started trading, I got that same kind of advice. Look, you're totally different than anybody else. You know, you can't say you're not going to bring anything to the table. Nobody knows. We all want you, who's watching this, who's brand new or just started 6 months ago or started 2 years ago and still having trouble. You know, when it happens, when it clicks, you might give stuff to us that makes us all millionaires. So, you know, don't give up. We need you. And it's a different perspective that everybody brings to the market. So that's why even though the open strategy has been around forever, that doesn't mean there's not some holy grail, even though they said it's really not a holy grail. Okay. But I mean, just another way to trade that's going to be that we all, or that works for like 5% of the people perfectly. Like, oh my God, that's the strategy I've been waiting for. You know, and that 5%, they love that strategy and they get to be successful. And hey, look, it's turning around and going back up. So we may be trading long. So this is the very thing I worry about going in too soon or not. So what I'm trying to say is, although the open strategy has been around, that doesn't mean that the $1 Million Margin Club and the new book isn't going to come out with a strategy that's going to be perfect for you or for a lot of people. That's just taking what exists now. I mean, there's only so much you can do, right? It's at the open. So we know it's going to be on East Coast time, New York Stock Exchange, 9:30 a.m., depending on where you are, a different time. And then there's going to have different time periods. I know they're going to have a 1-minute open strategy, a 5-minute open strategy, a 15-minute open strategy. And then they're combining some different things. They've been talking to me about things, what I like to do, other people, what's been successful for them. So I'm really excited about this book that's going to cover all these different strategies, not just like the momentum strategy, which I'm sure it's going to have, where you're watching the level 2 and you're setting your waypoints by what you see on your level 2 and you're getting in and out based on that. And then you just get into regular scalping right after that. So that I'm sure will be in there too. And that's pretty much all you can find these days. So having these other strategies is really exciting. I mean, I'm jumping the gun showing them because it's probably still a month or two before the book is out. But I said, let's start beta testing. They were fine with that. So we're going to beta test live on with these different things with people and just see, how we do. And I don't mind doing that. And hopefully, I mean, I really could lose here. I don't really know what's going to happen here. So it happens occasionally. We try to avoid it at all costs. But so the market opens in 30 seconds, guys. You'll see the scalping indicator lift up. Under Show More, you've got all kinds of the books that the $1 Million Margin Club puts out. I'm not going to go into a million of them, but the day trading series 1, 2, and 3, you should absolutely get. Best-selling books, Trading in the Zone, best-selling book, Best Loser Wins, best-selling book, and a bunch of others in there. If you're looking for good source material to start or continue in your journey, then obviously there's videos on this channel. Here goes, market open. So I am not going to go in here no matter where this is. So see, if you jumped in, you would have been shaken out of position already. So let's just see. But now it's going down. So it even broke a profit pivot already, which wasn't much of one, 25 cents, if anybody happened to catch that. But it does look, well, there it goes back up. See, this is the thing. You never know. That's why I wait for that 1 minute to go. We still have 30 seconds for this candle to close. So you will not see me going, but I will go in short. Well, I will only go in if it's down here. If it's up here, I'm waiting. So you wait for it to break the pre-market. Right now it has. Oh, it looks like it's going to be. This is the volume profile, outer value, the value average, the lower of the value average of the volume profile set for intraday. So guys, it does look like I'm going to go short. I will go with market like always, and I'm in it short. So right at when that candle closed. Keep an eye down here. I'm looking down to see if it's going to. So I'm looking at the close of day to possibly. Now this is profit taking, but that doesn't mean that you don't want to reverse prior to that. So it's at that volume profile level and it's losing steam. I think I'm going to take it there. Yeah, it's going back up. Darn it. Should have grabbed it down there. Man, I had a nice trade. Lost it. Oh, well. Let's see if it goes back down. Everybody's with me here. Now, these are not going to... Oh, that's going to pull it down. You see that coming across? The point of control is going to pop down. Wait for it. Wow, it's going the wrong way. Damn. That should pull it down. Yeah, there it goes. So this should drop. That just told us it's going to drop. Yeah, because we didn't really get to a place where we could take profit. I mean, I guess I could have grabbed it down there. I just didn't. I didn't see that happening. So we kind of like to see. Now, obviously, if I had grabbed it up here, I'd be in a better position. But point of control is pulling down. See, this is the price. That previous price action is showing you that it's going to go down. I'm probably not going to wait as long this time. So it's on that fib. I'm probably going to turn around here. 267. I'm going to take that. What did I get that at? So at least I banked something. I'm at 65 and I'm long. Now, I am using a scalping technique. I did not wait for the profit. I should have waited. There it goes. That's where I should have taken the profit, was right there. Now, on this strategy, you might see me just sell. So what their recommendation is, if you're a 5-minute trader or a 1-minute trader, wait for the first profit taking and just cover, get out. Your day is over. You have $100, $200, $300, whatever it might be. But I'm going to apply my beta testing techniques by what they said to do, and I'm going to scalp. Now, this is a bull tweezer move on a fib and the close of day. That is a strong support. So I'm looking for it to get back up here, maybe to either this original profit pivot point or to see if it breaks back through the pre-market low. There's always some retracement, so we're just waiting a second here. And then I'll go the other way and play the wow. So it broke right through that. Okay, so now I'm looking at the fib. I'm going to take this money in here because I believe the move's down. It's right at the bottom of everything, so I don't want to hang around on a long position and just pray it keeps going up. So you're looking to see me reverse here at any second. Let's see if it can make that fib. That would be like the last slap in the face for it. Yeah, I'll take it there. 180.14. So I got it. Oh, okay. I was thinking it was 14 was above. What am I thinking here? I wish I would have waited a hair longer. But anyway, I did 1,000. So now I have to be careful. So guys, I'm just going to buy out. Wow, there was some slippage. Yeah, I'm just out now. So I'm trading a little bit different than I normally trade, as you can see. So see if it breaks off that. I now am waiting for it to turn around again. I'm seeing some price action come in. Yeah, okay, now I'm going to sell. Point of control is going to push it up, so that was bad. So there it goes down. Yeah, I don't like seeing this. So there it goes. Now it's pushing it up. So I'm going to get ready to cover. I'm just going to cover there, and I got back to where I was. So I'm not feeling comfortable. Should have stayed in it. Of course I should have stayed in it. There it goes. Oh well. So this is some fairly difficult action to read here, and I'm kind of doing a strategy that I normally wouldn't have quite done. So I'm trying to fit back into the scalping mode of this and try to stay true to the, see, that would have been a profit taking place had I stuck in, and it would have worked. Look at that. So I'm going to get ready to sell off that. I'm going to try again off of this fib. Now it might go up here, and maybe I should have waited, but I didn't want to lose it. Look at all the price action down here, guys. So we want to. Everybody was down here just buying and selling a second ago. That's what this is showing us. So we want to see that pull back down to that, where people are either holding positions or waiting to get in and waiting for the price action to come this way or pulling it that way. So that's what we're looking to do there. So it's definitely a different style of trading, as you can see, than how I normally trade. And it seems to be coming up here where I'm kind of floundering as how to read these. Each one of these would be a resistance, I would look at it as. But I haven't traded this to be real confident. I'm starting to look at patterns and go back to my normal way of trading. I mean, this did call this out perfectly, and I got that move. And then I slipped a couple times with the 500 shares. I slipped up here because this should have been like 1,300, I think. I was like 1,100, dropped below to 900 just by slipping, and then that was annoying to see. So I'd like to see this make its move back down to some of these profit taking areas, but I did get in a little higher if this is going to be the profit taking area. So I'll be ready to do that. And you're not going to see me reverse as much with this strategy, guys. So sellers pretty strong here on the scalpers indicator. Look at the sellers. So I'm definitely in the right position. $400, $300. That's good. I hit the profit taking it. So yeah, I'm just going to take that, and I'll get back in it if it keeps going down. That was 179. So I'm already at 43, 33, 79. Oh, well, I better get back in. I'm going to get back in, but I banked that. This is going to continue to go down. So let's look for the fib down here. Yeah, I was like 5 seconds too late taking the profit, and then 5 seconds too late getting back into it. Ouch. Now it's going back up. It's good. It's good for an open strategy, though, guys. I mean, what are we in it to? That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. 10 minutes, 500 shares, not bad. Not a huge amount of risk was on the table here at any time. Of course, you could do it with 50 shares, and then you'd have $150. You'd have far less risk than I ever had. I was lucky that I got pretty green. I think I got green immediately. Maybe I was red for a little bit. I have a nice cushion, so I'm going to let this run, and let's see if we can get back down here in this area. And I don't care if it kind of goes up and down. I'm worried about catching the scalps, these little scalps, guys, because, and this is unfortunately an inverted hammer, which is telling you that this is going to go up. So remember to get the day trading series books. There we go. There we go. Wow, it broke both those fibs. So there's the profit taking down here. I'm going to take it based on those levels. I'm going to take that profit. That's what the strategy would call for. Let's see if it hits it. 178.42. Wow, it blew through it, didn't it? I'm just going to take that, guys. All right. So that's it. That's all I'm going to do. That would be the open strategy. It could go a few more minutes here, but since it's at the profit, I mean, they're saying trade it to the 15-minute mark. But there's different strategies is the thing. So you might only want to trade it to, the first, there's one that's just 5 minute, one strategy is just trade the first 5 minutes. And that's it. You're done. There's another strategy, just trade the first candle. So they have all these different strategies. And then why would you feel comfortable trading that? Well, it all comes down to the markers they're saying. Look at the stock, look at the news, look at what happened before, look at the direction in the pre-market, look at the previous days. And then they call all these out so that in the open strategy, you can set up your own little, wow, should have stayed in it, right? Set up your own little book to figure out how to ride this up or down. Now, again, wow, that's the next profit point. I wonder if it's going to get there. There's no guarantee, like Mark Douglas says in Trading the Zone, count on your first 20 trades going back. Can your share size handle that? Because if it can't, then it's too high. So 20 losing trades in a row. It can happen, now that's an extreme situation, and maybe you should change your strategy. But, it's not a bad way to look at it as far as money management, right? It's not a bad way to look at it. So now if we go back and think about this, what happened here, if we follow their strategy, I didn't need to know how to trade to make money here if I followed the strategy, which is the idea. I mean, a little bit. You got to know how to push the buttons, buy and sell. You got to have a little reaction time. So the thing that I did that was out of character from the strategy is I turned around here. The strategy would have said sell or cover and wait for the next setup. So the next setup would have been right here. And then you get in again, and that would have been a good trade. So the only thing I got by having some skill level different than this strategy is I got this move. So I got this move, and then I lost a little bit in here because I was kind of like, I'm in position. I shouldn't even be in position. I should be waiting for the strategy to, everything to set up again to trade it again. So what the strategy calls for is second candle, go the direction it is, as soon as it turns around, which would have been, if it doesn't hit a profit, it's halfway up. I know I read that in their little briefs. So it's halfway up, the last candle. So if this goes down here, doesn't make the profit, and we have some great lines here. That told you it was turning around. Plus it made if you know your patterns, this is just a easy, this is such an easy bull tweezer, banking off a fib and the close of day. It's like, holy crap, that's just like, give me the money. That's so easy to call. So nothing's for sure, but I found that very easy, and that's why I did it. And I did something outside the strategy. But they want us to add stuff if we can. But again, let's just say I didn't, and halfway up the candle, I sold. What would have happened here? Halfway back up the candle. That's at 178.97, and I would have got in like right around here, 179.37. So I would have got 40 cents. 40 cents, 500 shares, $200. So that would have been a $200 trade following their rules exactly. Then I waited it out, and maybe I would have got in here because it did break it. So it's not in here. So it's not quite as easy as I'm making it sound. So you might have had to do some quick trades, like I got in, I got out, I got in, I got out. But then right here, following their rules, you broke it, you're in. And now even if it's moving up and down, you're in, and you made this move. So now you're waiting throughout this move, unless it went halfway up. If it went halfway up, you might want to get out and wait. But if it doesn't do that, then now here's the move. Again, if it goes halfway up, now I don't know, I would call, and this is an inverted hammer. So this would have worried me. I don't know what I did right here, but I might have tried to turn around here for a minute. But their strategy just says hold to get to the pivot. So there's where you would have got out, right where I got out. So let's take a look at that trade. Let's not make it the best it can be. Let's kind of come down here a little bit. So 179, let's just say 179.50. Let's just say it's here. 179.50, and you took it to profit. You got over $1. So you would have had today, if you had traded 500 shares and did it just like the strategy calls for, you would have had 700 and something bucks just doing that. Or if you had 10 times less than that, you would have had 70 something dollars, if you only traded 50 shares. So, that's or you might have wanted to do 100. You probably could have done 100 shares and you would have had like $150. That's not bad. Do that 5 days a week. And that's in the first 10 minutes of the market following an exact strategy. Now, you could argue that it's not going to be like that every day. So that's why we're testing it. They're saying it's like that right now over 75% of the time. So if that's really true, that's incredible. So then it comes down to following your day trading plan, following your max loss, making a plan. And they're going to have all that stuff in the book too, like what they suggest to do that. Like Day Trading Volume 1, the first one, trading the range bound. It was so specific as to how to trade it. That's why so many people just, somebody else a second person made over $1 million since March that emailed me. So that's cool. I mean, that's less than a year, or right around a year. And then a whole bunch of them are into the hundreds of thousands, which is good. I know some people are struggling still, as with anything. Not everybody, wins. That's the sad reality. But, generally the RV strategy is really good. And if you want to see about that, there's tons of videos in the archives. But hopefully I explained that. We had more time to talk about, and we're going to keep going over these different and new strategies and trade them. And I'll do some low share size too, just so you guys can see what that's like too. But I'm not going to go live with this so you can follow along with me. I don't want to be responsible for that. So anyway, you really need to learn this yourself. You need to learn this yourself. And that's the whole deal behind Day Trading for Success and the books the $1 Million Margin Club putting out, is to make it so you have a cookie cutter strategy. They just keep trying to come up with them. And sooner or later, there's going to be one that's perfect just for you. And that, or that you're combining these different ones and coming up with your brand new strategy that you can start sharing with people. I love to create new strategies. So anyway, guys, it's a shorter video today, but hopefully this was informative. Certainly give me comments if you have questions about this. I'll try to keep up with them. And then we're going to be continuing to trade this type of strategy or different variations of this for a while, and maybe RV strategy here and there. But I really think this has legs. I really think, and that, what can be more fun than trading the open? Now, a lot of you, it's the wrong time of day. So will this strategy work in the middle of the day? No, absolutely will not. It's specifically for the open. So I can't say, oh yeah, probably. They're not designing a middle of the day or power hour strategy. They're designing different strategies just for the open, and talking to all these people. That's all they trade, is just the open. There's so many people. That's all they trade, just the open. But I mean, if you could do that every day, so that was the possibility, right? That sure is not bad. So, all right, guys, be careful. Remember, as with anything, trade in a sim, for this stuff first. Definitely trade in a simulator and keep track. Use your trading journal logbook that I helped put out. There's a link to that. Shamelessly marketing that book. And just think about your thought process. Think about what you did differently. Think about why you did what you did, and write it down so that you teach yourself. You teach yourself. It's not like just entering in the computer. You enter your thoughts, that not just digits on TraderView, and I'm not saying TradingView, I'm saying TraderView, that helps you keep your metrics, because I use that as well. But I log for sure. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Stay green.